Hola chicos, bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Juani. I just came back from doing a Spanish immersion course in Argentina to help improve my Spanish, and I thought I'd go through something very useful for you, which is the 3 most common questions that I get asked by native speakers whenever I'm in a native Spanish-speaking country. So we'll break the questions down so you understand them, and then more importantly, we'll go through some responses you can give so you've got something to come back with as well. El número 1, ¿por qué decidiste aprender español? So why did you decide to learn Spanish? Now, obviously, in this case, there are a number of different ways you can answer this question. However, to keep it simple, we'll use the verb decidir again to decide. So the phrase I've got for you is decidí aprender español porque. So you can see we're conjugating the verb decidir to decide in the yo form in the preterite past tense to say I decided. We've then got the verb aprender and we can leave it unconjugated in its infinitive form, español porque. I decided to learn Spanish because. Por ejemplo, decidí aprender español porque mi abuelo es de España. So decidí aprender español porque mi abuelo es de España. So I decided to learn Spanish because my granddad is from Spain. Another example, decidí aprender español porque mi familia es de México. So decidí aprender español porque mi familia es de México. So I decided to learn Spanish because my family's from Mexico. Another example, decidí aprender español porque mi novia es española. Decidí aprender español porque mi novia es española. So I decided to learn Spanish because my girlfriend is Spanish. Cool, I think you're starting to get it. Let's go through one more example though. Decidí aprender español porque es muy útil en muchos países. So, decidí aprender español porque es muy útil en muchos países. Next up, el número 2, ¿qué te trajo a? ¿Qué te trajo a? So what brought you to? For example, ¿qué te trajo a España? So what brought you to Spain? Or ¿qué te trajo a Barcelona? What brought you to Barcelona? ¿Qué te trajo a Argentina? What brought you to Argentina? Now let's go through some responses, and to make it simple, we'll use the verb decidir to decide once more. So the phrase is decidí venir a, and then the place that you are. Por ejemplo, decidí venir a España porque me encanta este país. Decidí venir a España porque me encanta este país. So I decided to come to Spain because I love this country. So you'll notice again in that example, we're again conjugating the verb decidir in the yo form in the preterite past tense to say I decided, and then we've got the verb venir to come, and then the place that we are. Let's try another example. Decidí venir a México porque quería mejorar mi español. Decidí venir a México porque quería mejorar mi español. So I decided to come to Mexico because I wanted to improve my Spanish. Nice work. Let's try one more example. Decidí venir a Barcelona porque nunca yo había estado aquí. So, decidí venir a Barcelona porque nunca yo había estado aquí. So I decided to come to Barcelona because I had never been here before. Por ejemplo, un amigo mío me dijo que Barcelona es una buena ciudad, for example. Moving forward, el número 3, ¿cuánto tiempo llevas aprendiendo español? So how long have you been learning Spanish? using the verb llevar plus another verb in its gerundio state or with a gerund, adding on the ing. So we'll answer this question again in the same format. So for example, personalmente llevo 6 años aprendiendo español. So llevo 6 años aprendiendo español. So I've been learning Spanish for 6 years. So you can see we conjugate the verb llevar in the yo form, llevo. We then put the period of time, for me it's 6 years, 6 años, and then we put the verb aprender, but we add the ing onto the end of it, aprendiendo español. So llevo 6 años aprendiendo español. As you can see, this one's a really useful one to know and have up your sleeve because it's versatile and you can use it in a lot of different scenarios. For example, llevo 4 años viviendo en Australia. So llevo 4 años viviendo en Australia. So I've been living in Australia for 4 years, as an example. Let's go back to learning Spanish though. Let's say, for example, you wanted to say, I have been learning Spanish for 2 years. I would say, llevo 2 años aprendiendo español. Llevo 2 años aprendiendo español. Or if you've just recently started learning Spanish, you could say, for example, I have been learning Spanish for 3 months. Llevo 3 meses aprendiendo español. Llevo 3 meses aprendiendo español. I've been learning Spanish for 3 months. Buen trabajo, chicos. To finish with now, what we're going to do is go through a few exercises. So we've done this before. I'm going to give you a simple phrase on the screen in English. I want you to translate it for me over into Spanish. And if you can, I would encourage you to say it out loud as well to practice your pronunciation. And speaking of pronunciation, just remember I'm learning Spanish from Spain. So how I pronounce certain words is going to be different from how other Spanish-speaking countries pronounce them. So just be aware of that. And also, can I ask if you are getting any value from these videos, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. All right, let's jump straight into it now. First question, how would you say in Spanish? I decided to learn Spanish because I'm going to go to Argentina next year. So I decided to learn Spanish because I'm going to go to Argentina next year. This time you'd say, decidí aprender español porque voy a ir a Argentina el año que viene. Decidí aprender español porque voy a ir a Argentina el año que viene. Next up, I've got 2 more for you. How would you say, I have been learning Spanish for 4 years? This time you'd say, llevo 4 años aprendiendo español. Llevo 4 años aprendiendo español. Last one, how would you say, I decided to come to Argentina because I have friends here. So I decided to come to Argentina because I have friends here. This time you'd say, decidí venir a Argentina porque tengo amigos aquí. So, decidí venir a Argentina porque tengo amigos aquí. And that wraps up everything for today. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope your Spanish is going well also. Let me know how your Spanish is going. And if you do have any questions, of course, that I can help with, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Hasta pronto.